Well, if you got a dollar, well, just lousy down. Know that I got rhythm that could suit your budget fine. You can take or leave me, but you ain't got much time, 'cause I just keep on rolling down the line.
So starting things out, we've got a collection of hidden name Victorian calling cards. These are all embossed lithographs with the cover flap. When you open them up, the name is behind them, hence hidden name. And all of these happen to be men's names. So I don't come across male calling cards that often. And interesting, they're all men's names, but in really generic terms, I would argue that these are somewhat feminine styles. They all have flowers and or birds on them. These are all $5 each. And so these will all be calling A. Well, calling, and then letter A for $5 is accept my sincere love. Okay, that's not a traditional calling card. With love's greeting. Again, this must be designed specifically for men to go a-courtin'. Calling C is remember me. Calling D, ever yours. So I guess they were designed to be given to women, so that's why they have female designs to them. Forget me not. With the lovebirds on there, that is calling E. And with love and fond wishes is calling F. And again, they all have the names printed behind, Roy Westmoreland on this one. $5 each for any one of the set, calling A, B, C, D, E, or F. So this next lot, I also have calling cards. These are a little bit less elaborate, so I'm actually pairing them up. So since this is the $5 ephemera sale, you get these pairs for $5. So you get two of them. All of them will still be calling, and I've got a different set of letters. So for calling R, you get the chromolithography of Mary, and then a printed version of Paul. This is one of my favorite styles. This just design gets into the late 19th century. This is with regards. The aesthetic movement, typically 1870s, 1880s. So calling R, you get these two for $5. Calling S, you get these two for $5. They happen to be the same people, Mary and Paul, but slightly different designs. Calling T, you get a forget-me-nots basket for Annie, and remember me when you see another one from Annie, but a different Annie Bast. Calling U gets, each of them is going to have this chromolithography version and then a printed version. So we've got with this accept my love from Clayton, and then a printed version with sweet remembrances from Annie. Calling V gets you this floral chromolithography from John, and then a printed version with sweet remembrances from Annie. And then calling W gets, again, a floral in a hand from Franklin with a printed version from Annie. So again, these are $5 each. Calling R, S, T, U, V, or W gets you each pair. In this next lot, I'm offering cigarette cards. Now, I've offered cigarette cards in the past, and usually they're relatively nondescript and usually just sell for a couple dollars, a few dollars each. This is a different set, and these, as you can see, are all die-cut cigarette cards, and they are from Kinney Brothers cigarettes. These actually do have more of a value to them. I have bought them to go onto eBay, have not had a chance to do that. So I'm actually offering them here, to be 100% honest. I'm offering them at what I paid for them. So these are $5 each. That is what I paid. That I'm just trying to clear out some inventory in these sales at the end of the year. So these will all be cigarette, A, B, C, D, E, or F. And show you a little bit closely. So A, is a round die cut of a woman in a elaborate dress. These would all be late 19th century. Cigarette B, probably turn of the century with that hat. Cigarette C, nice low neckline showing a little shoulder there. Cigarette D is actually die cut into a little dust pan, and it has a woman in a little mob cap. Again, they all will say the name on the back. So there were 50 styles of these that were available. Cigarette E is, something straight out of the Gilded Age, little headdress there. Also Kinney's, that one, sorry, has a little bit of damage on that one, but that'll still be 5. And then calling F is actually a figural die cut of a lamp. And that is also marked Kinney on the back. So Kenny cigarette cards, $5 each. Cigarette A, B, C, D, E, and let's not cover those up so I don't confuse it. A, B, C, D, E, and F. This next lot jumps from, we had the cigarette cards from the turn of the last century to wine labels for the turn of this century. So these are $5 per lot. I purchased these to sell on Whatnot, and I actually did sell quite a few of those, but I haven't been on Whatnot in a while, and I probably will try and delve back into that when I have time. But again, cleaning out some inventory, I made these lots much bigger than I did on Whatnot, and just randomly built them. Each one has over 30 of these labels. They're all gonna be from the 80s to the 90s. Let's kind of show some examples of what's in here. Oh, we got a 2000 in here. Some of them, like this one, is actually an adhesive, and you've got the little sticker piece, paper on the back. But most of them are just the paper label that you could, adhere. So great for, craft projects, turning into junk journals. Some just really cool art. Some of them do have the years right on there. Some of them evidently do not. There we go, 1996. Again, from the ones that I've sold before, and these all came from the same place, they're all unused, new old stock labels, roughly 80s, 90s, and possibly going into 2000 based on that one that I found. So about 30 in each one. I tried not to put any duplicates in each stack, but I'm not guaranteeing there aren't duplicates because I literally just made 4 stacks and went through the big pile that I had and just put 1 in each. So if they duplicated, there won't be many. But there definitely would be some duplicates between piles because I know some of these did it more than one. That's why I did the piling. So wine is the term. Wine A gets you this batch. Wine B gets you this. Just spread them out a little bit so you can kind of see what's in here. A couple die cut ones. Wine C gets this really cool black and gold one on the front. That's some nice artwork on that. What is that one? Melon. Chai Blanc. Okay, never heard of that. So this is wine C, and then wine D. You get this stack. We got another die cut there. This stack here. What's this one? I thought it said Fussy Blanc. Fuisi Blanc. So wine A, wine B, wine C, and wine D. Each batch, $5. I don't like hanging out at the end of the 20th century very often, so I'm jumping back into the end of the 19th century with some CDVs. So these are carte de visites. These are the smaller size. Most of these will have back marks on them, so I'll flip them so you can see them. A mixture of men and women. Hard to really specify the date. Sometimes you can do so a little bit based on the dress, but CDVs themselves were popular at the end of the 19th century. So these will be CDV is the prefix. Let's make this confusing with all the letters. So CDVA gets you this gentleman from the corner from Stavanger. Looks like this might be an international, Paris. CDVB, he's got a little bit of a crease there, so just be aware of that. Seated in a trunk. He's named Jacob from your mother's first cousin. So you have an instant relative here. Marianne Fisher's son. So this is from Freeport, Illinois. CDVC gets you the little goatee man, Max Plotz in Chicago. Max Plotz portraits on Clark Street. CDVD gets you this cartouche for the gentleman in there from Setzer's Photographic Studio in Petersburg, Virginia. Photography by J.T. Wampler. CDVE gets you this gentleman with, has he got an open shirt there? Can't tell if he's got a necktie or not. Leith Photographer, and that's out of Petersburg, Virginia. CDVF gets you, this looks like a younger gentleman. And this one looks like it was a photograph applied to the card. And the card was by Preston in West Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Oh, and he's named Willis S. Brooks. CDVG gets you this gentleman with a heavy mustache, seated at the colonnade, and his has a back mark from Leith's, also in Petersburg, Virginia. And CDVH gets, looks like the only female in the batch, and she's also a photograph attached to the card. And she has a printed back, but it doesn't look like the photographer, there was no marketing in the middle, just kind of a cool design. And if you try really hard, you might be able to read what that says, but I'm not succeeding right now. So these are $5 each, CDV, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And then moving to the next lot, these are the cabinet card sizes. So a little bit larger than the little CDVs, but I'm still making them $5 because it's just a mixed lot of children and, them. So these are cabinet A, B, C, and D, and these again would be $5 each. So for the baby, is from Rogers Studio in Altoona, Pennsylvania, with an absolutely gorgeous back mark. Heck, I'd probably put that on display instead of the picture. I mean, that one even has a negative, so it must have been something at the time, so you could have reordered it. So that is cabinet A. Cabinet B has, assuming, a husband and wife from Burke Photographers in Middleburg, New York. And this one actually has information on the back. So no back mark, but it is Uncle Ed Sawyer, lawyer, married to Aunt Ida Rosencrantz. So you've got, that is cabinet C, or B, I'm sorry, cabinet C is the little boy. And that is from Strunk Photographers in Reading, Pennsylvania. And check out the back mark on that. Beautiful red with the gold. And with that print mark, that probably dates this to around 1870s, that aesthetic movement. And then cabinet D is the Three Witches from Macbeth. So we've got Bulls, in Wyandotte, Michigan. I don't think I've had any from Michigan before. So no back mark, but it looks like this one is identified. So these are fun for instant relatives and or making, doing genealogy, helping people do genealogy research. So cabinet A, B, C, or D, $5 each. You get your choice. And my last batch of photos are just that. They are photos. So these are photographs that kind of look and are the size of a cabinet card. But these were, sometimes they were put into folders or designed to go into a frame. So these will all be photo A, B, C, and D. And we've got this gentleman from Madsen Photographers, Michigan Avenue in Chicago. And no identifying marks. Looks like it might have had an easel attached to it at one point, so you could have set that up by itself. So that is $5 for photo A. Photo B, check out the mustache on that man. He is participating in No Shave November. We've got an embossment at the bottom, WD Dare in something, Pennsylvania. And he's marked, he's identified, so he is Major Moore, okay? Photo C gets this woman who felt that her furs needed to be on display. So she is in her little spectacles. Does not appear to be marked or anything on the back, but someone decided to save her because she's just too precious. Photo C gets you $5 for her. And photo D was a family shot, embossed WG Bear. Oh, that's what that other one said. Emporium, Pennsylvania. Don't know where that is. Got a cool little embossing around there. Husband and wife and 2 kids. And they both look like they're alive, so that's always nice. And, oh, we've got something on the back. This is the Mark Goss family, I think is what it says. So that is $5 for photo D. $5, your choice. So we're going back to some labels, and these are some old Jack Daniel's whiskey labels. So these all have some age on them, but they're still new old stock, all in pretty good condition. You can see as you go through a couple of, like that one's a little bit of a corner. But this is getting into some Jack Daniel's branding that I don't even know if it still exists. So these will all be whiskey, A, B, C, D, E, or F for $5. So whiskey A gets you fine old Jack Daniel number 7. So I admit I don't drink Jack Daniel, so I do not know what the number 7 represents, but it pops up on a couple of these. Distilled from selected grain and distilled by WTCD Gunter in Nashville, Tennessee. Whiskey B gets you Belle of Lincoln straight whiskey, but that is also still a Jack Daniel brand. So I don't know if the Belle of Lincoln still exists, but kind of a cool logo on that one. And again, that's got a little bit of the corner torn off. These are a little bit, the others are a little bit smaller, just for comparison. So these are Whiskey C, or this one's Whiskey C. This is Old Sour Mash Whiskey, Jack Daniels, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Whiskey D is Jack Daniel. There's that old number 7 again. Also whiskey from Jack Daniel Distiller, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Whiskey E gets you Uncle Jack's straight whiskey from Nashville, Tennessee. So you have this one's in Lynchburg and this one's in Nashville. And then this one looks like it's got some age to it. Rich Mellow Jack Daniels number 7, handmade sour mash. Cool moon and star design there. Bottled for medicinal use. So look at that. Also by Gunter in Nashville, Tennessee. So these are $5 each for the whiskey labels, A, B, C, D, E, and F. So I don't think Vinny from Vintage Vinny is on this sale this time, but he's gonna wish he were when he sees what I've got available here. So these are being sold, they're pairs of pinup matchbox covers or matchbook covers. So in each case, the matches are taken out, so you can I actually can mail these. But then they're suitable for framing, and this is how a lot of people collect them. So you get the pair as they're indicated here by giving me pinup A, B, C, or D. So in the first pinup A, you get ready to serve. Meet us at the 22nd RMS convention. And this was in Allentown, Pennsylvania, hotel trailer. And then it comes with the rendezvous for cocktails in Torrance, California, with this great illustration of the girl in a champagne glass. And look, she does have a top on. So, and then pinup B gets you this pinup that says a pleasing discovery. We got the dog tipping the scale while she's weighing herself. And this one is a phone number, and it's for King's Cafe for a good friendly drink. Just as north side, so I'm not sure where that would actually be. And then this one is, oh look, also pin up with puppy. And this is for editors Vance Marks, Ernestine Abbott. The Western Match Cover News welcomes the society. So this one's actually dated 1955, so that's interesting. So they made matchbook covers specifically for matchbook collectors, and they were matchbook collectors all the way back in 1955, so that's interesting. Pinup C gets you Look What I've Got. National Press Chicago, ladies are always welcome at the New Miller's Cafe in Braddock, Pennsylvania. And this one is men ogling a woman. Lorne Branton, a Canadian collector. Oh, this is also from Matchbook Cover Society, and this one is dated 1969. So, okay, so that's a thing. And then pinup D gets you a perfect image with a phone number, Allen's Service Station. That was in Oakland, California. And then this one is kind of a double cactus, 2 images. And this one's from San Jose, California for the Playhouse Mixed Drinks, Beer on Tap, and Corned Beef Sandwiches, Pittsburgh, California. So $5 for the pair, pinup D, C, B, and A. In an ideal world, I'd be selling these for more than $5, but these have some condition issues on them, so I just want to, again, clear out some inventory. So these are $5 each, and they have some great age on them. So newspaper A is the Youth's Companion. This is from Christmas 1898. First off, you can see it has been folded, and where the fold is has resulted in some damage, and the cover of this one has also come off. But as you go through it, there's still articles, there's still some great artwork, illustrations. Some of them are not affected by the fold. Kind of hard to show these. But what it's all about are the ads. So you've got this great Christmas time ad for the Elgin Watch Company, the Cyclone camera, so those two are in perfect condition, the crease mist, the Pingree composite shoe, as well as either probably selling the pattern maybe for that, or maybe it's selling a dress. Reduced price on suits and cloaks. So you've got some great ads in this turn of the century. There's some poetry. You got a great little illustration of a girl with a dog. Unfortunately, there is a fold in it, but you might be able to press it out because it's a fold, but it's not a tear. So because it's in the inside, it's actually still in good condition. And then all these ads on the back. But again, recognize the pages have split from the spine. So that is why it is only $5 for newspaper A. Newspaper B is from November 1899. Again, it's been folded. The cover is actually in a little bit better condition. I think all the pages, I believe, are all intact. At least the outside cover is intact. And the art on the cover, at least the bottom one, could be framed because it doesn't, the crease doesn't go through that. But some great ads on the inside cover, some great articles, more ads, silk plush cape, growing thinner and thinner till you get down in bed, weak lungs and wasting away, the bane of womanhood. I would say so. Cure drunkards. New Life and Hope, a large trial case free. So you got November by Judah Spencer. So you got articles. Thousands of women have kidney trouble and don't know it. So let's get our famous swamp root, the famous kidney remedy. So again, some great ads, some snake oil salesmen, her hair returns, some jewelry, poetry. Okay, well, this is going out on Thanksgiving Day, so let's have our Thanksgiving turkey poem. Oh, don't you, I'm not going to say that out loud. More great ads. Fantastic. A little bit of a tear there in the back. Oh, check out the organ. $25. I think you can buy that organ for $25 now because no one can get rid of them. Piano, $155. That's even seems expensive for now. But anyway, great piece. Only $5, just if nothing else, for the entertainment value of history. November 1899. Good literature. And also in 1899, I've got for newspaper C, The Ladies' World, 5 cents, June 1899, issued by Moore and Company, New York. Again, folded. Again, some of the pages are separating, so just, again, be aware. That's why these are only $5. But some great ads, some great illustrations, some great articles, all from June 1899. Kind of go a little bit faster. Oh, check out. I figured this one would have some fashion plates, so some great illustrations, a whole article on what to wear, woman in a bicycle, famous beauties, artistic needlework, copy of a $2,000 oil painting, free. Fairbanks Ferry soap, household topics. Ooh, Lee and Perrins. I just had that on my dinner tonight. How fun. Pinkham's Aid. Oh, there's those pianos again. What's this? Icebox? Refrigerator, yes. Look at that, $5.95 for a refrigerator that I would want to use as a nightstand right now. Great little piece. Again, a little bit of split in the paper, so keep that in mind. Oh, some cool like pink ink on the back. Perline Best by Test. So again, this is newspaper C. So $5 each, newspaper A, B, and C. These are some of my favorite things to pick up. You know, I just love old ephemera to begin with, but these old almanacs, these are all over 100 years old. These all happen to be from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I did pick them up together, but I am splitting them up because I don't really think anyone needs a running tally of every year of what was going on in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. But they are all similar. The artwork on the front is going to be is the same in all cases, except obviously the year. Printed and sold by John Bears and Sons. And on the back, there's the ad for John Bears and Sons themselves, printers and publishers, including the German language because they are English and German Lancaster almanac printers. Inside, these are all string bound. And inside, you do have, you know, the almanac day by day of when the sun's going to rise, what the moon phases are going to be. But as you go through them, you also get interesting stories, you get history lessons, you get one had how to get a job, agriculture, his long lonely vigil, firefighters of the wilderness. So there's just some interesting period information that goes into these as well. And then this fascinating little diagram. I'm a Libra, so evidently anatomy of a man's body is said to be governed by the constellations. So I govern everyone's reins. So I had to look that up. So that would be your arms. So don't think you have control over your arms because only a Libra has control. So just keep that in mind, future reference. Has a little calendar on the back. They're just fun little pieces. And again, $5 a piece. So Almanac A gets you the almanac for 1910. Almanac B gets you 1911. Kind of show inside a little bit. These are all going to be pretty similar. You know, some illustrations for by month. Again, information if you really cared what the weather patterns looked like back in 1911. Almanac C gets you 1912. Almanac D, 1913. Almanac E gets you 1914. And Almanac F gets you 1915. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, celebrate the Amish, buy an antique almanac. $5. Moving into some Victorian trade cards. These are all part of the same series, the American Songbirds, but they're issued by the Singer Sewing Machine Company. So these will all be Singer, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and these will again be $5 each. In many cases, I do have multiples of these. So Singer A gets you the yellow-breasted chat with this great advertisement for smart trimming showing the Singer sewing machine in the cabinet. Singer B gets you the Orchard Oriole, and on that you've got an illustration of the cabinet. Singer C gets you the Meadow Lark, and that one has great illustrations. Now you can sew anywhere, it's portable. Singer D gets you the Baltimore Oriole. And this one has the best decision we ever made. So you got the illustration of the sewing machine on the table. Maybe they're making her wedding dress. Don't know what they're doing there or what the decision is. Singer E gets you the Song Sparrow. And that one has illustrations of the sewing machine on the table, but when it's not in use, it just becomes a bedside table. And Singer F gets you the Catbird with the illustration on the back. Again, when closed, it is just a fine piece of furniture serving as a desk or table. So either $5 each, Singer A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Give me a good deal on something I can use. Make me an offer that I just can't refuse. When that sunrise in the morning and there's nothing there to do, will probably be the last time I see you. Woo-hoo! I hope I can abide by your area code, and I'm bound to wander down that endless road. Well, if I had a dime for every time I felt this way, you know I'd have $1 million and a couple bucks in change. Sure was nice to know you. Oh, maybe I'll catch you on the New York train.